crawling inside of space, passing several years. Questioning intimacy, names I wish I drew a blank. Repeated cycles, my assumptions, who's the one to blame? Even worse when they decided you're not worthy value. Maybe fuck it's not worth the fight, and emotions stormed up a riot. I probably should've stayed silent, but my presence was the tag. Plus we got way too attached. Thanks for lessons in advance, advantage point to you again. Remain restless, apply pressure, ripping pieces of soul essence, define extra, closing through life within divine ruin. Pushing drugs into my own units, that's the aura that I possess. The openness I invest, mortality feeling stressed. I peddle coins and attention, with a God body moments I seen another dimension. The spirit in the flesh always seem to provide tension. Remaining socially distant, my introversion slowly converted me to a hermit. Occasional outings so you don't forget me as a person, giving you what you love, a more exaggerated version of me. So many claim that I'm so hard to read. Different is the word that gets reiterated frequently. From the women you lust for, the men that you trust more, I'm supplying my own source. Addiction was not forced. Manipulation was never my game, neither a con nor a pawn. My progression has always felt the same, like I ain't making none at all. Sometimes I wanna call it quits, but I don't wanna be dealing that apology shit. Shout out to Buka for that line from its past, paying homage to the ones who gave me reason to rap. Back in the days it was second fiddle, constructing riddles, thinking my voice upon the helm would make it detrimental. Never felt valid, that trauma within imposter syndrome. Rip the scales between being victor or claiming victim. I bear witness from second guesses to well wishes. Off-lookers, these kinda special, and where's the difference? Proving you wrong from time and time again. Gravity levies, I'm just a mortal man. Nobody's harder than me but me. Love is a fleeting feat, it goes away easily. I look from these bumpy roads and stare from these easy streets. A smell of another road, the sense not appeasing me. Happiness has been leaving me from a shell of a ghost. Trials are the ones that I've been holding in close. Yeah, this is only an inside of my verbal invite of how I slowly lost light.
done this. Hi, hello. Welcome back, everybody, including myself. I guess it's kind of like two things that's gonna happen right now. One being that I'm going to I got a package today, so I'm gonna do an unboxing, and then afterwards we're going to do a bit of a talk, I guess. It's gonna be something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, but it was just kind of something that kind of like resonated with me while I was at work. I was just kind of like working, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, what is this video here? And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, let me watch this, because you know, the title to it kind of just like stood out to me, and then I started listening to it and I'm just kind of like, oh, it's kind of indirectly hitting home. So before we even get to that package, which I believe I already know what's inside of it, I would show it in more detail, but the fact that that almost would have revealed my address, yeah, but let's see. I just realized that it actually did not have my name on it, but it actually had Chris 1 on it, which is kind of cool. Also dangerous because of the fact that it came in by work through my job, and like thankfully nobody at work knows me by my online name, so it's just kind of like it just exists right now. And it was sitting at the front door, which makes it even funnier. So if I was ever to like blow up as myself, obviously, but under the name Chris 1, and then it was just like people at work started to realize that I am one and the same. Yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward, but let's see what's inside the box. What's inside the box? What is in the box? Papers in the box. Just kidding. No, it's not paper. It is a mini hibachi grill, because I've mentioned this before. We won a thing with Capcom, which gave us the mini hibachi grill as well as a Monster Hunter cookbook, which is wrapped in some fancy Monster Hunter paper, by the way. Hold on to that, but it was for Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2. It says, we would like to extend our sincerest gratitude for the interest and adoration that we've received from you and others like you for Monster Hunter Story series. As your journey begins with the new and enhanced Monster Hunter Story collection releasing on modern consoles, we've been excited to reconnect with fans and share the Monster Hunter spirit of adventure and discovery. Okay, first off, they showed us how to make the elixir. And then we got the queen skewers, which it looks like it's shrimp. Wings of Ruin, aka from like I guess Rathalos wings. Looks like they're chicken wings. And then there's a lot of different things in here. Fluffy Dongo. Do I think I'll ever make any of this? Probably not, unless I just happen to somehow get a lot of free time. But I would love to try to make some of these things. Got a couple of things to try out. But shout outs to recognize the name. Kyo's little monster. But no, I definitely want to like try to like making some of these at some point in time. But yo, big shout outs to Capcom. Like I'm really kind of like curious about this though. Like that's kind of like the main thing. It says to use it with appetizers and desserts. So one day I might have to just break that out, just for the sake of breaking it out. But yeah, hopefully everyone's been well. I didn't even get to catch the end of like wrestling last night in SmackDown. I was like too tired. I came home and like jumped on to PSO to like test out some stuff for what's it called? The mini game, Line Strike, and I was just like trying to get myself acquainted with that, and like because it's definitely gotten a bit more intense since the last time I played it, so I was like trying to understand it a bit better. Because I think I want to like make a video on Line Strike. And what's going on, CFG? How you doing? Hope all is well. But yeah, but before we even get into everything else, like, cause yeah, as I did say, I was kind of like a bit on the busy side. I suppose I should like deep dive into what has been consuming my brain. I've been kind of like, you guys have probably definitely noticed that I haven't been like live as consistently as usual, and as a result my brain has just been very, very consumed with like various different things, and it's kind of, I don't want to say it's taken me down a dark path, but it's just like my brain has been weighed on very heavily, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta like, I don't really know the exact ways that I could express exactly how I was feeling. More so just kind of like just doing different things and just hoping that these things that I'm doing is going to eventually, you know, get me to the point that it's, I can explain how I'm feeling. Hello, Rexy. So, but the best bet and best way for me to get to that point, in all honesty, is to literally just, in all honesty, play the videos that have been, that like can almost better explain exactly what I've been like thinking about and going through mentally. Because again, as you guys know, I've been gone for quite a while. Like you probably get like maybe 2 streams out of me like throughout the entire week or so, and that's usually kind of like unheard of for me. Like at least you would get like 3 streams or so. 3 to 4 streams, but like I've been like literally like delegating myself to like maybe 1 or 2 streams a week. So I figured, you know what, now would probably be a great time for me to I guess this is literally going to be a heart-to-heart moment, and I don't like doing these very, very often, but it needs to happen though, just so you guys can kind of like understand what it is that I've been kind of going through and whatnot. So I'm gonna pull up these videos, and we're gonna get down to explaining this. We won't really necessarily be explaining, but it'll just be more so like you guys will kind of like understand my point of view when it comes to some of this stuff. So the timing on that song playing kind of was like awkward, but no, we're not going to be talking about that. We're not going to be talking about Simple and Clean. We're going to I need to go find these videos first, and it's going to take me a minute. Again, this is going to be, before I even go any further, because of the name, the title of this video, please don't think this is what was actually on my mind, okay? Because it wasn't, all right? I'm just going to stress that right now. Because of the title of this video, this is not what was on my mind. But it's some of the things that he says in the video is the thing that was kind of like standing out to me, so to speak. So, all right. With that out of the way, let's watch. As I said, this is not what was on my mind, but it's just like some pointers and stuff that he says.
So if you could describe the past 3 years in one word, what would it be?
Turbulent.
Like, I feel like randomly came across his videos before. And it was just like, huh, you know, somebody just living their life. But let me see if I can get to some, like,
Alright
it's a
guys, I'm
long
pulling up
video.
to my old high school right now. I haven't been here in 6 years. This is actually crazy seeing this again. That's new. That red thing right there, that wasn't there when I was there. My last year, you wouldn't even know I went to this school. It was kind of like, you know how the Roadrunner like kicks up dust and just gets the fuck out of there? That's kind of like me. I don't even know if I took my senior picture to be first day as a 14-year-old. I wasn't the coolest looking guy in the world. I had like a shaved head.
Kinda, like,
Train tracks over there, and we would stick like coins on the tracks, and the train would drive over them and it would rip the face off of them. Pretty stupid, but I remember one time we did it and the pennies like shot out.
Gotta get to the high school part.
I had to like Floyd Mayweather slip that thing. It went right over my ear, like whizzing by my ear. Probably could have lost my life. That thing right there, I used to climb that. I climbed up the side of that. You see that skinny little bar, the tan bar up there? I would grab that and propel myself onto the roof. And one time it like twisted and I almost fell, broke my neck. And then one time some janitor came out, it was like 10 p.m. and he like chased us off the roof. Yeah, so I remember coming here. I walked in the doors on my first day as a 14-year-old. I wasn't the coolest looking guy in the world. I had like a shaved head with like these like tiny glasses and braces. I was definitely a nerdy kid. I think a lot of my time in high school was spent between identity crisis after identity crisis. I think I've always had like sort of a complicated relationship with my own existence. I feel like I've kind of been at a constant war with myself throughout my life.
And I feel like that's a lot of people on Twitch. Like, not even just Twitch, just in general. Like, as you're kind of getting older and you're trying to understand things, like a lot of people have that identity crisis issue thing and stuff, and then they don't know exactly what they want out of life or just necessarily what they are looking for. And so they just kind of like fumble around doing various different things. I feel like a lot of streamers are kind of set up like that, in all honesty, which is, you know, something to think about in my opinion. But I'm gonna go ahead, click and continue.
I just wanted to belong to something. I wanted to fit in, I think. I think that's kind of where the obsession started of like creating a
and
little
I feel like
bit
a
of
lot
an
of content
alter ego.
creators are like, that's how they are.
People will accept me for, because people didn't accept Ben. I didn't even accept Ben. That's where the I want to be famous thing comes from. A lot of the stuff that happened during my high school time, you know, these are your formative years, right? A lot of it for the longest time I was really ashamed of and embarrassed of. You know, for so many years, I was the mental health isn't real guy, you know, the guy that's like, just tough it up. Honestly, I think it was a defense to kind of cope with these things because I was embarrassed about it. You know, it makes you feel kind of emasculated a bit, you know? Yeah, I think it was sort of a traumatic time for me. I never really wanted to let people know that. All those years I felt really helpless.
That's another thing
and
too. Like,
you know, I'm not here to like go into the specifics and stuff, but it was like relentless every single day, just like
a lot of people
belittling me as
also
a
don't
human
feel like
being,
they have,
and
like especially
definitely
men,
like physically
feel like
got
they're not allowed
some,
to like have like mental issues and stuff
some
like
of
that.
it, some of the brunt of that. That was probably the hardest part of that. Was like the constant fear,
Not
and
saying
then
I have any
like
mental issues,
feeling
but
like there's nobody in your corner.
That aspect.
I feel like that's what I always wanted, was just someone to be in my corner and like have my back. I feel like I have to be honest with my fans because I feel like you guys deserve that. But just remember, like throughout all of this process, like I'm still very much a work in progress. I got a lot of work to do. So.
Right.
I've been thinking
We'll just get
about
past the music because I don't wanna.
This is it, my daughter's
On my mouth, middle of the day during like all the welcome events, I had to drive to the dentist and get like another surgery on my mouth. I can't walk with me real quick. It's like the Hollywood walk. I just like was failing at everything. When I came back to this place, was some of you guys may know, this is where the origin of Loaf kind of started, like the whole idea. I touched on it In that other video about how I just like was failing at everything, it just felt like one thing after another, you know, and when I came here, I didn't have any plan or any prospects. The first month I was here, I got placed on academic probation, pretty close to getting kicked out. Just like wondering a lot about my future. I feel like it's kind of something that I glossed over in that video, but I don't think I really emphasized it enough. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't even plan a future. Like, I didn't even know if I was gonna have a future, to be honest. It's still a blur to me how everything kind of happened. I've mentioned what the name Loaf means a couple times before in previous videos. You know, it means loser of fucking everything, and that's just a reflection of how I was feeling when I created that name. I was looking for something that I wasn't gonna be a loser at. There's an illusion I feel like I really gave off in that 1 million video. You know, I was the loser of fucking everything, and then I blew up and achieved this thing, and you know, now I'm not the loser of fucking everything, and that sounds a lot better for the video, right? That's the typical Hollywood ending. You know, you're down, you get up, boom, fairy tale ending. But in the interest of being honest, I always still felt like the loser of fucking everything throughout the entire rise, even at the very peak. It doesn't fit like the great story, like the million video did, but that's the truth. I still am working on that, like trying not to feel the way I felt when I created that name. So I had the name, started the channel, and to this day, that feeling I had when we made our first ever video, I wish I could have bottled that feeling, because I don't think I could even explain it. It was like, after all these years of searching and searching and searching, I'd found a purpose. That first beginning period, there was an innocence to it, and there was a pureness to it. I just wanted to make videos. I wanted to make people laugh. And I just wanted to do this thing that I'd fallen in love with fully.
On the way to Bethel to pick up Ben. Low. Losers of fucking everything. The three of us are gonna change the world. Ben, ASAP. You made fucking Barstool. We made Barstools. You made Barstools, boy.
Felt like I snapped my fingers and I woke up and I was the president of this big company. And now all of a sudden I had to like be a boss.
Like when
I'm
I
the
first
first to
started,
admit I'm not
when I started taking
the
it seriously,
greatest
I'm
at
gonna put it
that.
that way.
I just had the
I just
mindset that
felt
like
that
nothing was gonna
massive
stop me.
energy
You know,
of just like,
full
man,
on,
like,
no breaks.
you know what?
And you know, it got crazier and crazier and crazier and bigger and bigger and
stuff,
bigger.
like,
I went up to the counter and the
doing the
dude's like
thing.
staring at me, like not saying a word. I was like, am I in trouble or something? He's like, Loafy? And he asked to take a picture with me. That's surreal that a stranger like just asked to take a picture with me.
And because of this like go, go, go mentality, I think you get really invested in performance.
And how
It
many times
becomes
have
your
I said
identity. If people didn't like a video, it destroyed me. I didn't think about anything else besides the next
Doesn't it sound
one
like
and
the
how I was
typical
gonna
content
come
creator?
back and get that, win the people back over. I never stopped to think about anything else, about my personal life, about if I was neglecting certain relationships, if I was, you know, growing as a human being. It was all about this thing, because this was the first thing that made me feel accepted. This was the first thing that made me feel valuable, and I think that definitely reached a breaking point, and things started to get pretty dark. My mind goes to a place of, and this is just, I don't know why it goes here. I don't know why, but thoughts of suicide.
And
have
yeah,
been
like I
something that
said,
I've dealt with
it gets pretty dark.
pretty much since I was, I'd say, early high school, probably since I was 14, 15. I never have talked about it really with anyone. You get kind of, especially among men, I feel it's like, sometimes they'll think you're a pussy for bringing it up, or they'll think like you just want attention. I don't want to think this, and like, it's not something that I control. It just
Again,
like, it just
it's
happens
not
in my head,
exactly-
and that's a reason why I
it's
think
not
me
where
and
I'm
a lot
at,
of men
but
don't talk about it.
it's just
'cause
like
they
a
don't
lot of
want
things kind
other
of definitely
people that they're
resonate
talking about it with to think
a
they're
lot
just
of
seeking
content creators.
attention, or they don't want to be called selfish, and it's a reason, you know, men kill themselves.
Again, not
You
where
know,
I'm
I'm
at.
not here to go into any dramas or anything with other people, but fell out with a few people that I was really close with. I'll be the first to admit, like, I was definitely made a lot of mistakes. I think I really did try to stuff it down and like pretend that it didn't hurt me, kind of like how I've done with most things throughout my life. But you know, that would be a lie. It did hurt me. I feel like the whole reason I'm making this video is it's honesty time, you know? I can't sit here and not address the elephant in the room of like, everybody knew me once as this guy that like is very consistent. It seemed like it was almost automatic, like this next video is gonna come out, it's gonna be crazy, and we're just gonna
more so about
back to, you know, regular sketch soda. And I was kind of in this lost space. It was the first time
gets back to just being about him.
I was gonna upload that video, and then I was going to take my life.
Yeah, like it just got real extremely dark right there. But like you kind of get the general gist of like all of that, and like he was basically saying how he was just kind of lost. Like, yeah, he was doing something that he enjoyed and that he was happy about, and you know, was seeing success, but at the exact same time it was just still something was missing. It wasn't all there, and as a result, he was, you know, just couldn't find that same spark. And even then, here I'm out. This one, not even remotely as dark, but thankfully, the same sentiment.
Yo, what's
is
up,
still
guys?
there, and it's Myth's video.
So some of you guys know that I recently announced that I finished up my last day of streaming.
But it's like it's
never taken
literally where my brain
a
is
period
a
of
lot
time
the
off, and not without knowing exactly when I'm going to be back. But I do want to be back, and
Let's see if I can
like
find.
Seriously, I was like 16 or 17 years old, and and now I'm 25. So it feels like there's been a lot of personal growth within that frame of time, and with that, there needs to be, for me at least, a new way of doing this, or like navigating this space as a content creator.
This is like
There's
where
been
my brain
so
has
much
been
kind of happening in the
time.
space, and
I'm going
I feel like if
live,
I didn't give myself time to
I'm
just breathe
not-
and think,
I don't know.
I would
fully
hop into
expressing
streaming
myself,
back
I
on
guess
Twitch,
that's what it is.
and nothing would really change. I wouldn't change the way
Like,
I did
it's
it.
not-
I'd go live, I would play games, and
That I'm
it
not
wouldn't really
enjoying
feel valuable to me, and it wouldn't feel like something that I'm doing
But
with intent.
These same sentiments.
I think a big thing for me as well within the past few years is I genuinely want to create moments for you guys. All of my favorite moments throughout my career have been moments where you guys quit watching the stream or you quit watching the video, and you feel like you're left with something, like there's something to talk about after. And I just don't feel like I've done that
and that's literally
really?
like me. Like
in the,
I wouldn't even
maybe
say
in the past few years,
a
which
lot of
also
time. It's
like
90% of
I
the
beat
time.
down on myself.
I
we
go
had
live.
2 boxing events over the past 2 years.
And then that's kind of
I've
it.
been part
so
of
I'm
multiple
just kind of like
streaming events
existing
with friends and
afterwards,
other
like,
stuff.
Yeah, you guys might catch me in Discord, like just chatting or whatever, and doing various different things. But it's just like I'm going live, and then I'm ending. I'm going live, and then I'm ending. And it's just not like there's anything that like actually flat out has happened that is just like, boom, this is something that just is there. Like this is not to detract from like the things that we have accomplished. Like literally, like just did an unboxing from stuff from Capcom. Literally all the stuff going on with Sega, me being a part of like with Final Fantasy, actually being in the lore of Final Fantasy 7, but like just various different, like I don't have that full-on sense of accomplishment, so to speak. And like it's like, and again, this has nothing to do with you guys. You guys have been great, you guys have been doing amazing, but it's just like for me it's just I'm seeking something else out of it right now, and it's an awkward feeling because it's just like I'm not doing anything bad, you guys aren't doing anything bad, but it's a longing. Like as Sangi kind of said, it's like I'm not feeling that fulfillment, and ultimately I'm not where I want to be at either. Like I'm always still like striving to achieve more. Like obviously still want to get that check mark. I still want to be able to, I guess, and I'm not saying that I haven't made a difference, but it's just like there's a sense of like something that's missing. Like it's hard to put it into words because of the fact that I don't know what it is exactly. And then people are like, well, you should probably do various different things to try to find the answer. But it's like, it's there, but it's not quite there. Like what it is that I'm not necessarily missing, but like wanting to reach for. You've had and will continue to have so many opportunities. It's not that it's not even opportunities. It's just like there's just something is not really fully there that should be there, is what I'm saying. It's that random gray area. Like if you're playing, I guess I'll use it in video game terms. Like you're trying to 100% the map, and you see there's a black and gray spot on the map, and you've gone there multiple times, but for some odd reason it just won't reveal itself because it's just it's something that you're missing. It's like that secret hidden spot, and you've been into that spot and you've been there, but at the exact same time it's not uncovering because there's something else still there that you haven't seen. That's where I'm at right now. Like I've done so many different things, and I'm just like, you know what? Something is not quite there. There's a reason you left it all behind me. The thing is, it's not even that like I'm not finding enjoyment because I enjoy going live. Like I've mentioned this multiple times. Like it's not like I don't like streaming. Like I literally enjoy getting up and like making sure that if I don't stream for a period of time, I have a sense of like I'm not doing something. I have that weird sense of like, okay, I'm neglecting you guys basically, and it's weird that I'm even remotely saying that, but that's where my brain is a lot of the time. Like if I don't go live for like 2 weeks or something like that, if I legit did not go live for like 2 weeks, I would be feeling extremely bothered in all honesty, and then I would just need to like try to find some type of way to jump back on to go live or something like that. And ultimately that's kind of where I am, because you felt like it was an obligation and you didn't have the energy for it. Like if I don't have the energy for it, I just won't go live in all honesty. And if it happens multiple times in a row, I feel bad. And that's how I know that I'm enjoying what I'm doing, because of the fact that it's just like, even when I don't have energy, I still feel bad that I couldn't go live. Like just yesterday, I was literally saying like, yo, like I wanted to like show all this stuff yesterday, but when I got home and I started working on some stuff, and I just got too tired and I ended up falling asleep. And by the time I woke up, I'm just like, I still don't really fully have the energy and I can't go live. So I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow and we'll kind of like go over a lot of this stuff. And it kind of legit worked out because of the unboxing as well. But it's just like, there's something else that's missing from it. And that's the weirdness of it all, because of the fact that it's just like, and I don't want to make it seem like it's like I'm getting old or anything like that, but it's just like, did I miss my opportunity to like really reach a higher point? I don't think so, because of the fact that like there's just no exact like timeline or anything of that nature. But like it seems like a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time are getting like this, in all honesty. Like
this, being signed as the first signed professional for Fortnite and joining TSM, still to this day.
Like just
Flash, hey!
Rust. We've had so many great moments on
Like,
Rust throughout
just
different
listening to this.
servers. Also, Coach Myth,
I'm talking snap, flash, haste!
another fucking insane, another insane moment in my life during COVID where I was just like, hey.
That's the thing, Rexy. What is the fulfillment? Like that's my issue, is that I don't know what it is that feels like it's missing out of it. Like if I could answer that, then I wouldn't even have to be having this type of discussion. Like I would be able to just be like, okay, I know what it is that I'm missing, therefore I can just go for it. I won't even have to talk about it. That's the issue. It's that I don't know what this feeling is, in all honesty. And that's the weirdness. Like if again, as you guys have noticed, I haven't been live consistently for like in the past like month and a half or so, and it's a weird feeling, and that's kind of attributing to it. It's just like I haven't been doing anything lately. Like I mean, I've been doing things, but it's just like I haven't been like it feels like I'm drifting away from streaming, and I don't want to drift away from streaming is what I'm kind of saying. Like, I enjoy making content, but it's ultimately it's a weird spot because there's so many things that I want to do at the exact same time as well. It's just like I'm working a job that's very, very time consuming, and then I also want to, like, again, this kind of is going to go back to like when I first started, like when the idea of me like wanting to be a content creator popped into my head, like back when I just got out of high school. Like if I was able to jump in, like fully embrace that back when I first got out of high school, I think I would be actually, I can't even say that I'd be a lot further along. I would be more established, yes, but it's just like I wanted to have that sense of like camaraderie, basically. I wanted to essentially create. Do you do video production commissions at all? No, hell no. Wow. Like, are you asking me, do I make videos? Like, no, absolutely not. I don't even have time to do my own edits. Like, that's the issue. Like, I don't have free time, like, at all whatsoever. I'm literally from 8:30 in the morning. Literally, I wake up at like 7:30 every morning, and then I go to work, and I don't get home until about 6, give or take. And then from like 6 to about 8, I give myself some time to eat, and then I got to take a nap because of the fact that, like, if I don't take that nap, I'm going to be tired, and I'll probably end up falling asleep. So therefore, like, from like, depending on when I get home so I would say from like 6, I would say from about 7 to about 8 or 9-ish, I'm literally probably taking a nap. If not, then I probably use a bit of that time to like check some stuff, work on, like, probably do a few, like, try to get some shorts or something made, or just like interacting with everybody. And then after that, then I'm taking my nap, and by the time I wake back up, then I got to go live from about like 11 to about 4 in the morning, and then I go to sleep, and then wake back up to go to work. So you can see I don't have time to really do much of anything. Like, that is the biggest issue for me, is the amount of time that I have. See, but that's a different era, Sangi. That is a completely different era. Twitch is no longer the same era as it was back then. Like Twitch back then is literally a completely different website. Like, because I remember I was there from like literally from the moment that Jay started, like J-Rock, when J-Rock did his whole transition thing into where he got to where he's at now. It's a completely different thing back then. And on top of that, his job, he was actually able to schedule different things. Like, he was actually doing his own scheduling from his job, because he was working on in New York and on the train, on the railroad tracks. So it was just like, even then, before even that, I'm talking about like before he even started his thing, when he was like playing, because the moment that he even mentioned it, because we were in it wasn't even, Discord wasn't even a thing yet. It was still we were on Skype and TeamSpeak, and he was just like, yo, I'm thinking about I know, but I'm saying I was there from the moment that when he decided that he was going to start playing games at his feet. I remember him mentioning it to me. Like, I was just sitting there, I was sitting at my computer, and he was just like, yo, I'm thinking about playing games with my feet. And I'm just like, that's different. I mean, if you feel like doing it, go for it. And he was just like, yeah, he's like, I just got it. Like, I've just seen this dude. It's like, he ain't got no hands. And he was playing this game. He was playing Silent Hill with his feet. And I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, that's different. But like, you know what? Go for it. And then he started doing it. And then it's just like taking off from there. And even then, it's just like, even prior to that, he was still doing like the speed runs in the Resident Evil community. He was like, he had the Resident Evil community behind him already. So, but it's like when he would transition from playing Resident Evil, a lot of the people would drop off. So he was just like, I don't want to be known as the Resident Evil guy. I want to be known for just J-Rock, me being J-Rock. And I'm just like, that's one way to do it. And so I was like, that's how, like, but like even then, Twitch is completely different from what it was back then. It's just because of the fact that not everyone could go live. And that goes to show, just like, I know for a fact that like that era, I come from that era. I come from even before that era. Like, if I was to actually stream from the get-go all the way up until now, like again, I constantly get mad at myself that I wasn't streaming back during the Justin TV era, because I had, well, technically I didn't have a method of doing it, but I just didn't. You don't know what you don't know, basically. That's the thing that pretty much that I suffered from, was that I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know streaming would turn into what it is today, and therefore I missed out. It is what it is, but it was more so. I really do hate that. I'm going through this thought about all that again. Like, I didn't really feel like thinking about that. Like, I'm highly upset at myself right now. But it's more so just like the general idea of that missing factor of where, speaking of factor, exclamation point factor, it's that missing concept of just like everything that I've been doing, there is something in it that is missing out of it. I don't know what it is, and this is not to deter from any of the accomplishments that I've had, because there's a lot of different things that I have done, that I've accomplished, that I'm happy for, and that I'm just like, again, it's not even just the fact that it's like things that I'm happy about, but it's more so just like the idea of things that are just like there that I've accomplished, but there's still that longing feeling. And again, this is something that I really don't even want to even like publicly announce, because of the fact that like I even told them not to even say anything about it, because it's just like I don't even feel like wearing the title of that right now, because of the fact that it's just like it's an experiment. Basically, I am like learning, and I am trying to understand everything. And even then, like in this kind of like, not to do the comparison thing or anything of that nature, but this is just who I am, basically. As you guys already know, good friends of the channel, 3 of them. These 3 people are dope content creators, and I respect each and every single one of them. I have my own personal friendship with each of them in their own special way. So shout outs to all 3 of them. And the 3 people that I'm referring to is Heno, Chrono, and Skulls. It really kind of like, because I've been having this weird feeling for a while now, and I just happened to be talking to Skulls one day, and I was just like, you know what, like I'm in a weird spot, and I'm kind of like not exactly sure where I want to go with like content creation right now. Like, I'm still feeling weird about it. I'm not, and again, it's literally anybody that has been doing this for like a decade or so, and they're not seeing the results that they're wanting to see, they're in a weird spot with it as well. And that's kind of the reason why I was talking to Skulls, because she's been on Twitch just for a little bit less than me, but she's been streaming consistently longer than I have. I think that's the way I would want to put it at. Because I've had a lot of like in between breaks and whatnot, but I was just like, I think I'm like in a spot where I just don't want to be. Well, I can't say I don't want to be a content creator, but I don't want to just be a content creator. Basically, I don't want to be just a streamer. I want to do like more. I think I'm wanting to pass on things and stuff. And I was just like, maybe I should look into a community manager role or something like that, or just like some form of management. And then she was like, you've been doing this stuff for so long, and a lot of the opportunities that I've gotten have come from you for various different reasons. She was like, literally, because of you, that's how, like, if you guys didn't know, Skulls and Chrono are married. And I don't want to take credit for this, because even though they keep saying it's because of what I did, but they said that because of the event that I held for PSO, they were actually able to meet and communicate, and that's how they ended up getting together. Is because I went out of my way to try to get as many of the Phantasy Star creators together for this event, and as a result, they ended up talking to each other, interacting with each other, started dating, and now they're married. And that's the reason, if you guys remember, that's the reason why during the wedding I stood in between both the groom and the bride side, because they feel like mutually I was the thing. But she said that if I ever wanted to like manage content creators, that she would ask me to do it, and I'm just like, I can't take that. I can't take on that role because I don't know the first thing about managing a content creator. I don't know anything about that. I can't even manage myself, in all honesty. Sure enough, shortly after that, Chrono asked me the exact same thing. He was like, I was talking to Skulls, and if you are actually wanting if you actually do go forward with this, I want you to manage me as well. Mentioned it to Heno. Heno said, yo, make me number 3. So as you guys can kind of guess where that's leading to, I'm indirectly said, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I don't feel comfortable saying that I'm their manager right now because of the fact that I have nothing to truly present to them. I have nothing that I can actually say that, like, I brought this to you guys and you guys have benefited from it. I don't feel like I've done anything in that sense. But they want to, well, I don't know about Heno, but I know both Skulls and Chrono definitely said that they want to say that I am their manager. And I'm just kind of like in a weird spot with that because of the fact that I'm like, I can't quite full on say that I'm their manager right now. And I would I want to be able to, and another thing is that I feel like they're bigger creators than me, in all honesty. Like, again, you should never look at another content creator and compare yourself to them because it's just, it's everyone's on a different path and different journey and stuff. And again, I'm the type of person that's just like, look, if I got an opportunity or if I see something that I can't fully utilize, but I know somebody else that can, I'm going to point it. Either I'm going to point the person in their direction, or I'm going to take them and point them in the opportunity's direction, or bring the opportunity to them, because of the fact that it's just like, I'd rather see, like, if I can't utilize it, or even if I can utilize it, because it's like, even then, AverMedia, before I even got partnered with them, like, I was trying to work with them for years, and I was just like, you know what? Look, I want to see my friends succeed. I want to see my friends eat. I want to see my friends get stuff. And literally sent it to J-Rock, sent it to Pop. They all both got partnered with AverMedia well before I did. So it's just kind of like, I'm not the type of person that's just going to be like, look, I want all the opportunities for myself. Like, if I see something that I want, but I also want other people to also trying to benefit from it, I'm going to bring it to everybody that I feel like it wants it too. So again, that's kind of like in a weird spot. It's just like, it's things that I've kind of been doing, but it's also just like, it's a weird thing. You know exactly who this person is if you know some of the specific people that they manage. I really don't. Like, I don't know anybody that manages anything. And even then, was it probably about a couple of weeks ago? Was it a couple of weeks? It's about a week ago. No, was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago? It was a week ago. Because I was out of town last week, wasn't I? Yeah, I was out of town last week. Yeah. Was I out of town last week? No, I was in town last week. Yeah, that was the Drewski thing. It was the week before that I was out of town, so it was it was last week. I ended up having a meeting with Loco. If you like, again, this might not make any sense to a lot of you guys. It depends on how connected you are to the like streaming space and stuff. But Loco has been working with River, which is a thing that I actually took a really strong liking to, which I need to do a little video on that. But it's a platform that allows you to like edit your videos and like turn your clips and stuff into like shorts and like finds the best moments, and it's one of those things. But the thing that I like about it the most is the fact that it allows you to literally, it takes your audio and it reads it reads what you're saying. So like if I said booty butt cheeks, basically I can literally go to River, go into the thing and search booty butt cheeks, and it will pull up that exact moment when I said it, and then I can turn it into a clip, basically. Therefore, not needing you guys to make the clips, but I can literally find the clips myself just by saying certain things, or just basically like keywording my clippable moments, because it's like I know if I say that one thing, I can go find that clip and make it myself. And so it's just like I had that conversation. It's just like that was something that I feel like is very beneficial. River is a dope platform. It's a website that's for making clips and stuff. But it's like it does a lot of the dope things that I feel like a lot of content creators could use. Again, having that conversation and then talking about some of the things that I like that I've been experiencing since I've been on Twitch and stuff, and just getting that conversation going and talking about some of the ideas that I had, it kind of like, you know, made me want to just get out there and do more. But at the exact same time, it's just, I'm in this weird spot where I just don't know what it is I'm looking for. Again, I want to still stream. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy making content. I want to actually get better into making more YouTube videos. I'm actually, again, this is another thing. I'm actually trying to bring back my VR streams stuff, because it's just like I don't really have the time to sit down and make a video, and then I gotta pay somebody to try to edit it, and I'm tired of going to Fiverr to find a video editor. I want my own personal video editor, basically, is what I'm saying. Like I want somebody that's just like again, huge shout outs to Nane, because Nane has been like the visionary for a lot of this stuff, like the emotes, the panels, the all the stuff that you see, like the little special effects of certain things and stuff like that. Like this was crazy though. Shout outs to Crazy for this. But like Nane is like the original visionary for the channel, and it's just we're 1-in-1. Like I say something, boom, gets it done, and it's perfect. Usually it's like there's like I don't think I've actually there might have been like one time that I've actually had to ask Nane to like adjust something, but everything else has just been spot on as far as the different things that I would need done. Nane's been there, and that's what I want as far as like a video editor too. And it's just like if I can get that person that's just like I say it, and then they're just like, I know what you mean. You want this, this, and this. Boom. I am happy, because it's like that. It takes a load off my back, and that's the thing that I've like. I feel like that if I can get into that bag, and then turn around and like, and then I can get my YouTube channels or YouTube videos up and going faster, and then I can turn around and just start getting more shorts and like things done, and it all turns into like a oiled machine that's just going, and then like everything else is it's working. I think I would be less stressed out, in all honesty. Like as far as like content creation goes, that's where I'm most stressed out at, is because of the fact that I want to be able to attack multiple platforms at once, and the only thing that I'm really truly able to do is just stream. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy streaming, but I'm gonna need you to DM me about the person that you're talking about, because it's just like, again, if I'm going to be taking on this role, and that's another thing, I as a content creator, as a streamer, as just literally the person that I am, like as I am me, I have that perfectionist issue thing, because it's like I want to, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it to its best ability, especially when it comes to this field of things, because it's just like I know that if you're able to get to a point where you're satisfied with what you're doing, that means that you're at, I won't say you're at the peak, but it's just like if you are happy with what you're creating, not saying that I'm not happy, but like if you feel like you're content and you are as far as you can go right now, but then like you see something along the way and then you adjust to make it even better, then that means that you're going to be enjoying, and it's going to show in the work that you're doing. And that's where I feel like that's what I'm trying to get to, is that point. And if I'm going to be managing, especially managing them, I want them to be able to get the best opportunities. I want them to have everything that they truly need to succeed and enjoy what they're doing. Even then, like I want them to just have a lot of opportunities. I want everyone to be able to like be happy with where they're at. And I'm probably gonna have to talk to him then, if that's the case, because it's just like I want to be able to finish up. I want to like pretty much, I want to mitigate a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, and this is why I was talking to Loco about the whole process. Like I have a very strict time schedule that's just not very friendly for me, and I need to find a way to be able to combine everything that I want to do into a stream, so that way I can do my shorts and I can take my streams and turn them into videos. So if I can find a middle ground of doing that all at once and then getting it transitioned into videos and the videos into different things, I'm good. I am absolutely good. I am happy. I'm satisfied and all that stuff. But it's just like, it's getting there. That's the issue. And I have a lot of things that I need to work on and like deal with and stuff. And even then, it's just like, we didn't even get into my personal life, in all honesty. That's a whole nother can of worms and things that are just kind of like, I just can't mentally catch a break right now, and I'm exhausted, in all honesty. I'm just trying to get back to, what was it, 2018 C1? And 2018 C1 was putting in the work. Like, for those of you that was around during that era, I was going live just about every single day. Like, basically, I would go live every single day, and I would end up missing like one random days just because of the fact that like I had not been sleeping, because I was just like work, stream, eat, work, stream, eat, work, stream, eat, work, stream, eat, work, stream, eat. Like, I was just constantly going through that cycle. But the thing is, it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it. I was loving every second of it, because it's just like we were seeing progress, we were seeing advancement, we were just, a lot of different things were happening, and I was just going, and I want to find that motivation again. That is the thing that I want to get back to. Is just like, and maybe it was the variety of different things that I was playing. Like, and on top of that, I was beating games too. Like, I might have been getting frustrated with like the Evil Within and different things like that, or like playing Hitman, and then some days we would do like Among Us or something like that, and then I would like play Apex and then do some COD, and like that's around like the era when Zero showed up and stuff like that. Like, that era of me, I was just going and I was enjoying it, because it's just like I had the energy around me. And maybe it's because of the fact that I've kind of like drifted away from like doing solo, like single player games, and been focusing a lot on multiplayer stuff. But it's just, I'm playing multiplayer games low-key by myself. I think that might kind of be the reason why I'm just kind of like dragging along. And again, shout out to Potty. Potty's been like just pulling up for like just about any game that I've played, like Once Human, which he enjoys playing Once Human. Like, I think that might be where I'm kind of like, my dragging is coming from, because it's just like when I play PSO, back when I first started playing PSO, do y'all remember the amount of people that was in VC with me? It would be me, Shadow, Neku, Unique when he actually did play the game. Jeroni would pull it up a couple of times. We had Leifon, we had Try. It was like 10 of us all in a VC just playing the game and having a good time. Like, now I play PSO, it's me. And I think that's kind of like where like I'm feeling it essentially isolated by myself. And it's just like I'm remembering the fun that I had that I initially started doing it, and now it's just like I'm solo dolo. And granted, I know I can, and that's kind of, and it might be the reason why I've kind of like gravitated towards like the other creators and stuff, but it's just like I don't like that community. I'm not saying I don't like their communities. I don't like the overall community of the game. So it's just like I've again gone back to basically just being by myself, and that kind of is the weird spot where I'm at. What's going on, Flint? Welcome in, Raiders. Y'all kind of came in on a very, very weird moment of a heart-to-heart right now. Let me bring up my chat over there. Let me move this down here. Longest yawn ever. Welcome in. Is that I'm gonna make sure I say your name correctly. Jenny Jams, as well as Cricket. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Wow. Can I make this go away? Can I make that? Can I make the ad go away? I can't make the ad go away. I'm gonna give a shout out to Flint. Oh. Speaking of which, I need to get the thing. I think I might have found the thing that does the better shout out. You can do the actual ad shout out too, which is the exclamation point shout out. I am okay with having that pop up, and just so I can see what Flint was playing. Actually, I'll do it because I think Sangi's also in a ad too. Let me see. Dead by Daylight, nice. I was playing Dead by Daylight not that long ago. I want to play as Dracula.
Where's your cute little ass rushing off to?
I've been
Slow
playing
down.
this.
Treat yourself.
Let you do
to
your
a
job.
little
I figured you were in an ad.
RELAXX.
What's going on, Carlos? I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Right here. A curbside massage.
No. Gotta pay extra for that.
Oh.
Show me what those hands can do.
Ain't no other way to live. Follow me.
Oh.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting. I thought he was like gonna let me inside or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. That just kind of like, that was the most, I'm trying to find the right words for this. I was having a heart to heart, and then the raid came in, and then I'm just like, you know what? Let's see what the clip is. And then we get that in the middle of a heart to heart. I mean, technically they were having a heart to heart too. Might not be in the type of heart to heart to that I was having here, but you know, it still was a heart to heart nonetheless. Which I've been the times that I haven't been live and I wasn't part to part, yo. The times that I wasn't actually streaming and just I've been awake, I was actually I've been playing Cyberpunk again, and I'm doing the DLC, which I actually am really enjoying the DLC quite a bit. If you guys have not played Cyberpunk, I highly recommend it because of the fact that one, it's a great game. A lot of the bugs have been fixed. Two, the DLC is amazing. I mean, if you think about it, we're getting to see, actually they don't even interact in the game, but we literally have Shadow the Hedgehog and Knuckles in the same game prior to us getting Sonic 3 the movie, because if you guys didn't know, Shadow is Keanu Reeves and Idris is Knuckles, so you're literally seeing them in a game together before the movie comes out, which I don't know what the release date is. We haven't even gotten a trailer for that yet. We're supposed to be getting a trailer sometime soon, but you know, just throwing that out there. You need to play Fallout again and check out the London mod. A good friend of the channel, big homie, shout out to Smokealoke. He was playing it. I was watching him play it for a bit, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. You finally finished Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't even finished Baldur's Gate 3. When I was going to finish Cyberpunk, I was going to get back into finishing Baldur's Gate because I want to do a evil run of that. Because I was watching, funny enough, I was watching Ray. She's been playing Baldur's Gate, and she was doing the Dark Urge run. And I was just like, you know what? I want to see things from the other side perspective, because it's like when I saw she was, I think it was Act 2. She was with the Spider Lantern dude, and I was just like, oh, you actually get to walk with him? I actually fought him. I was like, oh, interesting. I want to see what this other side of the thing is. You got like an hour into character creation in Baldur's Gate 3, and you realize you need to put it down so you have like a week or so to devote to it. My thing is that, again, this is my issue with Larian's games, because Larian does such an amazing job with their games that I have never finished Divinity 2. The furthest I've gotten into it is when you get off Fort Joy, and then I restart the game back over. Like, I actually made it to the island that you're, like, after you finish Fort Joy, I made it to the island, started back over again. I don't know why I keep doing it. And the thing is, the only reason why I keep doing this is because I just want to try out different things. I just want to keep experimenting with the game. With Baldur's Gate 3, I am somewhat close towards the end of the game, but at the exact same time, I think I restarted Baldur's Gate 3 like 4 times though, because it's just like I wanted to try out different things, try out different builds, try out just various different things, just to see what I could do with the game. So that is kind of ultimately my issue with their games, because just they have so much variety in them. So it's I have a hard time seeing everything through, because it's just like, you know what? Let me try to see what I can do with this type of character build and personality versus this, and let me see what I can do with this cast of characters versus this, and just, yeah. And I think you're further in Persona 3 Royal Reload. Royal. I haven't even finished Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, my issues, my problems. But yeah, I forgot how far I've made it into that. I think I just got what's her face? I finished the second boss. I know that much, and I think that's the last time that I played the game. I don't know how far into that is, but I know I got. When I say second boss, I mean like when you get your other character to I got I forgot the new navigator. I got her to join, and that's where I left off at. Yeah, I forgot what her name is, but I know for a fact that she's she takes over for navigating for Mitsuru. So it's like I got to that point, and then I haven't played it since, because I think that's when I transitioned over into playing Once Human, First Descendant, PSO, and Wuthering Waves. So speaking of which, I haven't played Wuthering Waves in so long either. Fuka, yeah, that's her name. But like, this dates back to just being with everything that is happening this year in general. I feel like there's so much that has happened that my brain is kind of like overwhelmed right now. As you guys know, back in January, at the beginning of the year, my grandmother passed away, which again, that has had a weird settling with me. And then just recently, I had an uncle that just passed away last month. And so it's just like a lot of like the realizations of different things going on and stuff. It's just kind of like the idea of me realizing I'm getting older and life is casually moving along faster than I can keep up with, and just all that stuff. And then again, like I have the issue of being extremely tough on myself when it comes to content creation, and I don't feel like I've made the progress that I wanted to make with how long I've been on this platform. Like, I think that, I mean, that could literally go for anybody. There's people that are upset that have been streaming for like only like a year, and they're like, man, I'm not even partnered yet. What am I doing with my life? I'm like, oh, really? Again, I shouldn't compare. I shouldn't like do all this stuff, but like a year and you're upset that you're not partnered. Try what, 14 years now? And I'm not partnered. I've seen people that like started streaming 2 years after me and have gotten, like, I've seen somebody that streamed for like 6 months and gotten partnered, and like, what am I doing basically? Like, you can see my frustration just from just the comparison there. And I'm like, we're not the same person. We're not on the same path. We're not on the same journey. But at the exact same time, I got to stop being hard on myself. But it's just, I'm human. I'm a very, very weird person in that sense, because of the fact that it's just like, I want to have that level of success that I feel that I'm okay with. Like, and sometimes I'll kind of like creep into that territory, and I'm like becoming complacent, and then something happens and I regress back. First thing I tell people is when they search me is expect not to get partnered because you're not because you're not good enough. It takes a lot of work. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's just, yeah, like that's literally like, I get, like, I am a huge proponent of it. It's just like, I tell people even before they, like, I say the same thing. Like, there's literally a kid that speaking of which, I was just at the fair earlier this week on Tuesday, and I read, like, if you guys didn't know, there's a kid that I've been kind of like in a sense mentoring and helping with streaming and stuff, and I ended up running into his parents while I was at the fair, and when I was talking to his mom and his dad, and like that was my first time. Like his mom, we ended up. I've known his mom since I was like a little kid. We all went to the same church together, and she's just a little bit older. Like she's a little bit older than me. She's around my brother's age and stuff, and so. But like I've never met his dad, so like I was talking to his dad, and his dad was just like, yeah, he's like, yo, thank you for helping out my son and stuff. And he's like, yeah, he's just like he's really like glad he got to meet you, and he's like looking he's like talks about you a lot and stuff, and he's just like, so it's dope to actually meet you and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you know, with me being who I am and stuff, it's just like I took a lot of, like a strong interest in the streaming and stuff, and I'm just kind of glad that, you know, I can kind of pass on some of my knowledge of different things that I've learned over the years to somebody else, so I can help them get started with it if that's something that they want to pursue and whatnot. But it was just like that kind of like just having that kind of like interaction and stuff. It's just like, and I told him when he got started, I was like, look, I'm like, who are some of your favorite streamers? And he was just like, you know, I like Kai, I like Jinxie, I like Duke, I like he listed a couple of different people, and I'm just like, okay, like these are all big creators and whatnot. So I'm just like, you know, like again, even though you're just getting started, do not expect to actually blow up. What's going on, Seti? And get to their level. Like you're probably gonna be streaming to like nobody for a while. Like I'm gonna try to pull up when I can and whatnot, but don't expect to like really like get out there and just all of a sudden take off. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be in your corner. I'm gonna try to help you where I can and whatnot, but it's like it's not going to be an easy journey and stuff. And he's just like, oh yeah, he's like, I understand that and whatnot. And he's like, I really want to do it just for the thrill and the fun of it, just so I can kind of like learn things and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. He's like, I do want to make money, but he's just like, more so I want to learn from it. And I'm like, he sounds like myself when I was like a lot younger and like whatnot. And I'm like, and that's a good thing. I want that level of optimism back that I had when I was his age, because it's just like when I was his age, obviously there was no streaming. There was no platform for streaming. I don't even think YouTube was out when I was his age. I think YouTube might have just started becoming a thing when I was around his age. Okay, I gotta look that up now. I'm showing my age. YouTube was not out when I was his age. Yeah. Because he just turned 13 this year. Well, yeah, he just turned 13 this year. YouTube was not out when I was his age. As I pointed out to him, I'm like, you're starting streaming at a very prime, perfect age, because of the fact that it's like, you know, you're going to be able to, if you stick with it and grow with it as you're getting older, by the time that you are actually considered technically an adult, and if you stayed with it consistently, you will be in a great position that a lot of people wish they could be in. I wish I could go back to being 13 and be able to start streaming from that point, and then get to 18 and already have accomplished so much stuff. I can't do it, obviously, because it's like when you're a kid, you have so much free time, especially if you're like doing what you need to be doing, getting good grades, and people looking out for you. Like, literally, got this kid a capture card for his birthday and helped him get started with streaming. And and that's another thing, is like I started streaming in 2010. Before Twitch was Twitch, it was Justin TV. That was the first day I streamed on. Again, I can always point back to the day that I did my very first stream, because it was Christmas Eve 2010, and I pointed a camera at my TV and was just like, you know what? I'm going to showcase the new Bleach game, because of the fact that I have a Japanese demo and it's not out, and I want my friends to watch it because they want to see it, and I'm not about to go driving because there was a lot of snow on the ground. And it was Christmas Eve, and I'm like, I'm not about to go driving, going over their house so we can play the Bleach demo all together. I'm just going to find a way to show it online, and then we can watch it together and stuff. Even then, before that, I had a TV tuner, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make some YouTube videos on Phantasy Star Online 1, not 2, not Universe, 1. This was back in 2007? No, actually, this was 2005. so this kind of this shows how long I've been wanting to do what I'm doing now, but there was just no easy way to do it back then. I had a TV tuner and I plugged up my GameCube to the TV tuner and I was playing my GameCube games on my computer. It didn't have audio, but actually I think it did. It did have audio, but it was just like there was a bit of delay and stuff, and I just didn't I didn't know anything about YouTube at the time either. So it was just like I couldn't just upload my gameplay and different things like that because I just didn't know how to do these things. But if I would have just to find out and take the time to learn these things back then and where I could be at now, I can't keep being mad at myself. It's just these are things that are these are things that are things right now, basically. And if I would have had the proper resources to fully do a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do, I could do a lot of that stuff. But this is just kind of like where I am, and just looking at it, like it's been with me for so long, literally. I wish I could actually bring up the videos because it was like what I was originally going to do, which I'm actually been doing vaguely recently. I was going to upload my entire Resident Evil 4 playthrough on GameCube. Mind you, this is when Resident Evil 4 first came out of the GameCube. I was going to like upload each chapter of that onto YouTube and like kind of like help make a guide for people on YouTube, and then also kind of like point out some stuff in PSO, even though I was playing it offline, that I could showcase to people and stuff like that at the age of like 15 back in like 2005 2006 ish. And this is where I was wanting to like kind of like do things and stuff like that, but I just didn't understand it because I didn't deep dive into it because I was a young kid that was just like, you know what, I'm enjoying playing games, and I'm just kind of like enjoying being me because I'm a kid, and I don't see the true benefit in that because again, I wasn't allowed to, I won't say I wasn't allowed to, but nobody knew what could come of all these things that you could do back then. Nobody knew that YouTube would turn into like this huge thing, opportunity for people to make money and to basically turn gaming into a true hobby that could become a full-time career, because it was just unheard of back in 2005 and 2006 and 2007 ish. It just wasn't a thing back then. Again, as I got older and got out of school and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know what, I want to like showcase my gameplay to my friends, but there's no way to directly do it. And then come to find Justin TV, and I'm just like, this is a cool website, but streaming wasn't the thing that you knew that you could turn into, like that could blow up. Like at that point in time, YouTube was a thing, but it's just like, man, I feel like I'm too late for that. Too late for YouTube back in 2010, not even 2010, 2008, 2009, 2010. Good night, Tangy. Being too late for YouTube, right? But that was my thought process back then, and I'm just like, you got to be like a Minecraft player or like something to like really blow up on there. That was my thought process then. And even then, it was just like when I did get out of school, I had like the group of friends that I hung out with. I was just like, you know what, I want to like record our day-to-day activities, like when we do hang out and the things that we like do, the games we play, the antics we get into, a lot of the stuff that I was doing back then. I wanted to record it. Like I wish I'm about to like go and like recharge all my phones that I have and just kind of like see if I can find a way to pull the videos off those phones and just kind of like upload them one day, and just we can just sit back and watch them. Like I've done a lot of dumb silly stuff. Like there was we recorded a video of it's no longer a mall now, but like I took one of the play, like those white masks, like if you guys have heard the dance group Jabberwockies, like a little bit before they fully blew up, I ended up, actually no, it was around the time that they were blowing up on So You Think You Can Dance. I think it was So You Think You Can Dance, or no, it wasn't So You Think it was one of the dance shows that was on TV. Like they were kind of like progressing through the thing and whatnot. And so it's just like I took one of their masks to school one day. Mind you, I was still in school, and freaking ads, man, I hate them myself. America's Best Dance Crew. Okay, yeah, it was that one. But I ended up taking the mask to school. My school, I was doing like a thing to get the rest of my credits fast. It wasn't GED or anything like that, but like I had to I was just like trying to like get as many of my credits. Like it was basically a credit thing to help you get credits faster, and so I could make sure that I could graduate on time and whatnot. But the school was also connected to the mall, and so like one day when during like we had like an hour and a half for a lunch break too. Like that was one of the like greatest things about being in that was that like you're in the mall, and then on top of that you get like an hour and a half for lunch, so you can literally go anywhere you want to go for lunch and then come back within an hour and a half. And so like during that time period, I'm just like, you know what? I want to do something wild. I want to do something fun. I always want to do something spontaneous and random. So I ended up, that was like, because it was around Halloween time. So it's just like, we were already planning on going back to the high school. It's because they do like a Halloween day at the high school where they hand out candy and stuff. And like, they have like the kids from the elementary schools come to the high school and like pass out candy. And at the time, the dean that was at the high school was also my 6th grade social studies teacher and stuff. So like I remembered him, and I was just like, you know, I want to go up there. I want to like talk to him and stuff, and like hang out while I'm up there. And so I was like, you know, we can do that after school. So I was like, I'm gonna bring my mask, and then we can just kind of like, since one of the other people that we were hanging out with was also kind of like really deep into dancing and stuff. And for those that don't know, is yes, I know how to freestyle. I do dance sometimes. There's a video of me dancing. I think it's Brother Genesis has the video, but I think it was like a couple of Twitch cons ago. They're recording me dancing and stuff. But I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? We can go to the school. We can wear the mask and we just kind of like dance, and like that can be like our thing for Halloween and whatnot. But I was just like, you know what? While we're on break, I want to do something spontaneous and random. So we went to one of the clothing stores, and you know how all the mannequins are always completely white and stuff. I put on the mask and I stood in the window, and I was just like, all right, you guys can just like position me like an actual mannequin and just kind of like change my positions and stuff. And so like the dude that was like working in the store, he didn't even care. He was just cracking up laughing. He was just like, are you guys serious right now? He's just like, you know what? I don't care. He's just like, this is actually kind of hilarious. It's something different. I didn't expect to see something like this today. And so like they positioned me, like I stood in front of the window of the store, and then they were just like, my friends kept coming up to me, changing my position, changing like what I was doing and stuff. And then they were just like, nah, this is not gonna work. So they picked me up, carried me across the mall to another store, put me down in their doorway, and it changed my positions right there. And they were like, that was just like one of the random videos. And like, if I can just like encapsulate a lot of the randomness that we did, like, cause like you see a lot of videos of like kids like nowadays doing random, like these would be like the annoying pranks that you would see kids doing, like the pranks of like people like putting buckets on people's heads in stores and then running away. That would annoy people. But this is the equivalent of that, but I'm not interacting. I'm not messing with anybody. I'm just doing something random and funny that actually makes other people laugh and just kind of like look at me and just like, what the heck? Like, I wouldn't expect that, but it's funny and it's different. And these are the things that I was doing back then. And even then, it's just like which funny enough, Sears did exist still back then. We went into Sears and we're just like going up and down the escalators, just dancing and stuff, and just doing random silly things like that. Not hurting anybody, not making anybody mad intentionally, not doing things to piss people off or anything of that nature. But we're just like kids out having fun, doing kid stuff, and then showcasing it. Like I was doing these things back then, and like I feel like if we were to just be able to capture those moments and then turn that into like videos and stuff like that, that would have been and then on top of that, we were also doing a lot of like and then we would have our game days where we'd go to like one of my friends' house. The freak? Hey, why did you just like refresh my thing? I didn't ask you to do that. Anyways, I don't care. But it's just like the idea of like actually doing all these silly things like that, and then turning around and having like our game days where we would like go over to like one of our friends' house, because like he basically had his entire parents' basement to himself. It was just like almost like a studio, kind of like in a sense. Like it was like the open room, and then his bedroom, and then there's a bathroom, and then there's a little bar section off to the side where they had like a pool table and then like a counter and top and stuff like that. But like basically the basement was just like all his and stuff. When we would go down there, we would play like Smash Bros, Dead or Alive, Mario Kart, basically we would just all be like playing random games together, and we just like those would have been like the gang days, and just like I feel like if we could have just like captured those moments and then streamed it, like the game days streamed it, and then like the days of us just going out and doing random things, like we would like there were times where okay there were some days where we would do some troublemaker things. Like I know I was me being the ringleader. I'm the problematic one. I will admit it. I have grown out of it. I'm a lot older now, but we would go to like what was it? Embassy Suites. We'd go around knocking on people's doors, banging on people's doors and stuff like that in a hotel, and just run off and just go. We were just being kids and stuff, and then like the security would catch on to us, and we'd rush out of there real quick before they would catch us and stuff, and just run off. And even then, like we would stay up late just doing random stuff. And then remember one time, literally we were going to the gas station to get like snacks and like whatnot, and as we were leaving from his house, like we saw somebody run out of gas, and I'm just like, yo, pull over the car, pull over the car, pull over the car. So like we pulled up to the edge of the street right by the gas station, got out the car, and like granted, like if you saw like 5 teenagers jump out of a car and go running towards another car, you would probably be on edge about that. But literally we ran up, got behind the car, and helped them push the car up to the gas station and helped them get gas. Just random things like that. And like these are things that and the thing is, I was recording all of this stuff. I'd have my phone out. We would be just planning on doing some things random and spontaneous, and just happen to see that and just like doing it. These are things that I wanted to like capture, just to show us who we like, what I was doing and stuff like that. And I feel like these would have turned into like, it would have been a good journal, basically a good thing to showcase just a lot of the stuff that I did and like my growth and stuff like that. But it's just these moments were never truly shared. They were captured. I don't know if I still have access to them, but like they were captured, but they were never shared. And I think if I was able to go back and look at a lot of this stuff now and kind of like go over it, and then showing the growth and where I'm at now, and it's like, and even then, for those that know RDC, like a lot of like the skits and stuff, the things that they did, these are things that we did back in the day too. And this is kind of like, there was a video, I even had it. I know I'm on my old phone, because there was like 6 of us that would always hang out together. There was myself, not Sensei CJ by the way, but his name is also CJ. And then there's Noise, which I don't know if he still has his account on Twitch or not, but that was his name on Twitch. J-Force, which you guys have probably seen him pop up. CJ's cousin, Chad, and Anthony. There was like 6 of us. Sometimes it'll be 7 if Sean was around too. But like, I even remember one time, and then we also had Ben. Ben was like the 8th person, but he like moved to a different state and will pop back up every once in a while. But like, I had the idea of just like creating a group with all of them, and I'm just like, you know what, we gotta like make our own like YouTube channel. Like we're just gonna like just do random things and like make different skits and just do a bunch of different stuff, and just kind of like upload it and just show us having fun and just being ourselves, because we were young. We were like, I think the youngest person in the group was Chad, and I think he was probably about like 17 at the time or whatever. And like this is around the time when I was like 20, and this is like 2010 era, and it's just like, I want to like record us just doing random things. We have our game days, we can stream like gameplay and stuff like that. This is just, and if I go back to Loaf's video of like just the energy, basically it was the energy of just doing these things. And I remember talking to everybody, I'm just like, yo, like, okay, we gotta at least have like 3 of us like always on camera at a time. And I was just like, I want to be on camera. I would like on camera, meaning in the video. Noise, aka John, he was just like, yo, I'll be in a video too. It's just like, all right. So it was like, and then CJ was just like, I can do video editing, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, it would just be somebody random. Like sometimes it'd be more than 3 of us, but it was just like the idea of just like the usual suspects you would always see, just us doing different things. And that was kind of like the thing. And like there was a video, like I remember when I suggested it and I was recording it, and I was just like doing a rundown everybody. I'm like, all right, we got Cheyenne here, and I was just like, yeah, what you got to say to the camera? He just starts dancing and stuff, and then I'm like, yo, CJ. He was just like, yo. That's all he said was just yo, and just stare at the camera. And then like Ben, he was just like, yo, yeah, this is I forgot what he has like I forgot, like he was like trying to make music and stuff. I forgot, it was something Harvey. That was his name that he was like using for when he would do his music, and he was just like did like a whole spiel thing, and I'm like, okay, and then like I just turned the camera and pointed towards myself. I'm like, I don't know what the heck he's talking about, and then just go to the next person. It's just like all this little random moments, like stuff like that. If I feel like if I would have actually uploaded that and just kind of like shared a lot of this stuff, it would have just been the prime thing to go back and look over after all these years of just wanting to do this stuff. And then now, when I go back and think about it, it's just I don't really interact with them as much as I used to. Granted, I mean, we're a lot older now. Like that was literally like almost 15 years ago now. Actually, it is like 15 years ago now because I graduated in 2008, and we've all been hanging out since like the end of 2008 going into 2009, 2010, and like we just done a lot of different things. There's like a video of us going to there's a thing called a zombie walk, and like everybody in the crowd was like dressed as zombies and stuff, and kind of like just walking down, like there was like the College Party Central area, and then like there was like a 5K walk of that, and then it turned into a bar crawl afterwards, and like I recorded the entire thing, and like we're acting like we're like Resident Evil Outbreak. We're just running past people like, oh no, zombies! Ah, we're just kind of like running through the crowd, just like yelling that out at random and stuff, and just doing just kid stuff, having fun, just being silly. Also, what's going on, Rollo? And then going to the bar crawl afterwards. Obviously, we didn't record that part of it, because at this time, yes, we were 21. And then we even did the little zombie run thing. I know this, when I went to that, I think I was about at least like 24 at the time when this happened. I know Cheyenne was with that's when around the time that he just met his current wife now, which but like we ended up doing the zombie run. It was myself, CJ, my friend from work, Charles, Sean, his wife, and then Eternal. And so it was just like me and Eternal were like everyone kind of like had somebody that they were paired up with basically, and me and Eternal were kind of like the Goku and Vegeta of the group, because like we were well ahead of everybody else. And even then, this is like when we got into the situations of like there was like zombies that were like the people that were like dressed as the zombies were like coming at us and stuff. Like we were like thinking of like tag team things just to like trip them up and just like get past them real quick. Like there was like one guy that was like, it was like a narrow path, and he was like standing perfectly in the middle, and me and like Eternal were like zigzagging running towards him, and then like I hit him with like one of the, like the football players, like, you know, when they're running through the tires and like how they like do their feet real fast. I did like one of those, like running up towards him, and then like did like a spin to the left, and then like Eternal like dashed past me going right, and then like the guy just is like, it just completely fumbled trying to grab one of us and just like almost fell over, and we just took off running after that. Like it was just a lot of this stuff, and the thing is, a lot of this stuff got either recorded or parts of it got recorded, and then just never did anything with it. And I'm like, man, like if I would have just actually learned to just upload a lot of the stuff that I was doing back then, maybe I wouldn't feel like I have a lot of these regrets that I'm having right now and stuff. And even then, it's just maybe I have gotten to the point where I'm still, I still want to be a content creator, still want to stream and stuff, but I also want to just kind of expand and get further out into the area of where I'm actually doing more now. And so like this kind of coincides with the whole thing, wanting to be a form of a manager in the gaming sphere of some sort, in some way or fashion. I think I know for a fact I need to make my LinkedIn, get my stuff on there, and then just start looking at some of these opportunities, because it's like I've seen a lot of things pop up. No, most recently I just saw something for Hoyoverse, and they were just like, they wanted like an entry level thing that pays pretty well, and you don't need any experience and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't play too many Hoyoverse games, so I wouldn't be a good fit for that. But I know a couple other people that I interact with consistently. I'm like, you guys play Hoyoverse games a lot more than I do. Maybe you guys should like try to apply for that and reach out and get into that, because that would be great for you guys to get in on it and stuff. And it's just, you know, like I'm not, like, again, I'm not having regrets. And like, I know the first video I watched definitely was a very dark video, because I mean, if you again saw the title of it, literally had to deal with suicide. But it's just a lot of the same sentiments that he was feeling is like where I'm at right now. And he said he started like doing a lot of his stuff when he was I think 17, and he's like 25 now. Same thing with Myth started like when he was 16, 17, and he's 25 now. And it's just like, man, like, it's a wild journey and stuff, but there's that sense of like, yeah, you've done all this stuff, but there's still something missing, and you want to truly be able to showcase and express yourself. And that's where I'm at right now. And again, has nothing to do with you guys. This is just kind of like me personally, that I'm trying to find that missing thing when it comes to what I'm doing here. And once I find it, you guys you'll see the difference, basically, is what I'm getting at. And I just need to express that, basically. So again, shout out to you guys for just being here, listening to me ramble on about this stuff. But I truly needed to explain a lot of that stuff and get it out there. And now that I've been able to say it, I feel like, I don't know, that feeling of being understood, like, that's the first step, I think. Once I feel like I'm understood and I've truly found my place, like, not saying that this community that's been fostered thanks to you guys and grown isn't my place, but it's just like there's a certain place within this content creation thing that I need to get to, and that's where I'm trying to truly be myself at. So once I get there, I think you guys will be able to tell, because, you know, I'll be moving a bit differently. But until then, we're gonna do what we can, and that's the ultimate goal. So we're gonna do what we can, where we can, and all that stuff, and we're gonna make this work one way or another. So again, thank you guys for listening. But now let's get into some Wuthering Waves, and then we'll jump into some Once Human later, and afterwards we'll see what else we get into. Hopefully this stuff doesn't like crash out like last time, because jeez, I remember when I was trying to stream last time, it did not work out well at all. Alright, can we like not make this full screen anymore? I need to bring this down. And I need to also full screen my gameplay stuff.